Hal's hands tremble as she watches the chaos unfold. Her son, just a block away from school, is struck by a car. The sirens wail, mingling with the screams around her. At work later, shadows of that moment cling stubbornly, especially when a fragile homeless boy slips from care, vanishing into the bleak cityscape. Where is he, and why can't Hal find the way back home after that day? Hal's personal tragedy fractures her steady world, but this break reveals more than pain. It exposes the cracks in how we care and cope. On an ordinary morning in London, Hal walks her son Jamie to his school. A careless driver, distracted and speeding, hits Jamie right in front of the gates. The image of her child lying still haunts every hospital corridor she walks afterward, her mind trapped in that frozen moment, unable to reconcile before and after. Think of trauma like a stone dropping into a still pond. The ripples don't just spread outward, they distort the surface entirely, making simple reflections blurry and unstable. Hal's trauma contests her focus, her decisions at work, and the way she views her smallest interactions, like the notes left unread or smiles unnoticed. What's striking is how Hal's world doesn't snap back but shifts. She becomes obsessed with a homeless boy named Leo, a patient who discharges himself despite severe illness. Hal pursues him into the city's shadows, knowing that recovering from trauma sometimes means never returning to the old normal, but learning to live in a new, harsher landscape. Hal's work introduces her to those who slip through society's cracks. Their struggles teach her about noise, the background chaos that distorts truth and care. Leo isn't just another patient, his story pierces Hal's world. Sick, scared, and homeless, he checks himself out against medical advice. Hal senses something silent dragging him away, fear, distrust, noise, elements no hospital monitor can capture. She follows clues through London's underbelly, walking streets her white coat world never taught her to see. Jonathan Myerson uses noise as a metaphor for all the unseen, unheard distractions in life, like static on a radio that muddles a clear voice. It's the anxiety, bias, and chaos clouding decisions. For Hal, the noise isn't just background, it's a wall between intention and action, both in her personal grief and in treating patients forgotten by society. Through Leo, Hal discovers how society's noise distorts care, how urgency is muffled by stereotypes and assumptions. Tracking him isn't just about saving a patient, it's about seeing people in their full complexity, realizing that understanding comes only when you listen beyond the noise. Chasing Leo leads Hal far from the hospital and her past life. The journey reveals unexpected truths about loss, meaning, and the places we refuse to leave. Hal's search for Leo drags her through the foggy backstreets of London at twilight. She talks to strangers, follows half-heard rumors, and faces cold truths. Home, as she knew it, her family, her routines, is gone. What she seeks now is less concrete, hope, belonging, perhaps a new purpose amid loss. In Noise, home is more than a place. It's the safe mental space shattered by trauma and grief. For Hal, this unmooring is like being lost at sea, disorienting but also oddly freeing. The book shows how we reconstruct home inside ourselves through acts of courage and connection rather than bricks and memories. By the end of her pursuit, Hal doesn't just find Leo. She discovers survival isn't about returning but moving forward differently. The unspeakable events didn't break her, they rewired her. She learns that losing a home doesn't mean losing herself but transforming into someone braver and more alive. Back at that rainy school gate, you realize Hal's story never really leaves that moment it propels her. Her journey teaches you this. When life noise drowns your clarity, chase the quiet truths. Try this next time life feels overwhelming. Notice the noise around you, identify what's real beneath the chaos, and hold on there. It's where healing begins. Subscribe for more book summaries like this one.